welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. Second time's the charm. Hey, Troy, how you doing?
Second time?
Because we tried.
I think this is like the eighth.
For everybody behind the scenes, this is a nightmare podcast. We're trying to get off the ground. The podcast gods have been preventing us at every turn.
Yeah. So let's fry this fish quick before I suddenly can't anymore. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Doing well. We're talking about games this week.
We're talking video games because E3, not E3, just happened. And you know what? There's so many fucking video games. We're doing a short intro song. All right? TB&J! That's all you get. That's our intro.
Well,
Thank you very much. We are TB&J. Thank you very much. I'm Jeff. He's Troy. He's Chris.
We'll see you next week.
We'll
Bye,
see
everybody.
you next week. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe. No, that's not going to happen. All right, so I'm going to start things off by kicking it to Chris. Then, Chris, tell me about Ubisoft.
So I guess I'm starting this off.
Yeah.
All right. We said we're gonna start quick. We're starting a little too quick. This is breakneck. We can also enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Ubisoft. They showed some cool stuff.
Hang on, no.
They showed
this
some
is
not so cool.
This is not about enjoyment. There's no enjoyment in this project. This is just the podcast.
I'm sorry, listeners. We're trying to get this off the ground, but Jeff, he scorns the podcast gods.
I dared to dream bigger than the sun, and they hate me for it.
Anyway,
screw you, Dollar Shave Club, unless you want to give me money, in which case I will hawk your shit, because
I don't know if I
have
understood
no morals.
any of that.
You don't need to, it's fine. Chris, tell me about, is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
who gives a fuck? Anyway, they showed off some cool stuff and some not so cool stuff.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
They are going to be releasing Star Wars Outlaws,
Woo!
which, from the gameplay trailer shown, looks to be a bit of a mix of some of their parkour-y stuff that Assassin's Creed has. But
well, I was thinking more Watch Dogs.
Reminds me. Oh yeah, Watch Dogs, I guess. And it also reminds me somewhat of the open world gameplay of Red Dead. And here's hoping that it is more like Red Dead and not any of their other open world
as soon as you have to climb a tower and reveal a map area.
Oh my god.
Speaking of the traditional Ubisoft formula, they also announced Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora.
Oh my
god. And
god.
It looks like Far Cry, and it's probably Far Cry, so you've probably played it.
It looks
already.
like a game that would have done really well 10 years ago, but I have no idea why it's happening now, other than that the movie just came out, and they're trying to make a quick buck.
It doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look good.
It looks like a pretty average game that would have come out on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like something that I am expecting in this generation.
Let's see if it can do better than the one that actually came out on the 360.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I forgot there was a different Avatar game.
That one though was kind of interesting because it had two campaigns. You could play as the RDA or the Blue People.
Now that actually is an interesting concept. Did the game at least perform well? Did people like it?
I don't fucking remember. That's like 10 years ago.
Also, who bought and played an Avatar game?
James Cameron's The Avatar, rating 4.3 stars out of 5. It's
According
going for full price right now on Amazon,
Oh
$60. People fucking really enjoyed this game, I guess. Anyway, what else did Ubisoft show us, Chris?
Another cool thing, they showed off Assassin's Creed Mirage. It is going back to some of the series' more stealth gameplay roots.
It actually
as opposed to RPG mechanics.
It actually kind of looks like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, dude, it looks so good.
As opposed to the RPG mechanics of the previous 3 entries, this one looks a lot more like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
It really does, especially when he grabbed like the little hangy thing on the corner of a building and swung around it. I was like, oh, that's a mechanic they definitely abused the fuck out of back in Brotherhood, and I fucking loved that shit. And it's funny because I was watching the trailer with my wife behind me on the couch, and she was on her phone. She wasn't paying too close attention, but then she heard Assassin's Creed noises. So she looked up and she was like, hold up, let him cook. What's this? And then she was like, oh my God, am I excited for an Assassin's Creed game for the first time since like Brotherhood or 3? And I was like, you got excited for 3? And then we had a fight about it, but that's fine. I'm kidding. But this game actually does look like actual classic Assassin's Creed, and I'm so fucking excited for that. It looks so good. Oh my God, it looks so good. My dick is so ready for it.
Didn't you say it's Game Pass too, right?
No, it's not confirmed.
Okay.
It's assumed, but then again, Ubisoft just launched their own subscription service called Ubisoft Plus, I think.
Gotcha.
So
because I would play it on Game Pass. I'm not sure if I'm in the mindset to buy an Assassin's Creed game again yet.
It's going to be one of those things I wait for like the Christmas sale and then I pick it up for like $30.
That's fair.
I would do that.
Also,
I'm not going to spend $70.
There's so much coming out.
Exactly.
So
there's way too much. I've already got my plate full. I can wait for the other stuff I'm not as hyped for to go on sale. And that we're spoiled as gamers this year. It's so delicious. Chris, what else you got for me?
They showed off The Crew, Motorfest. It's a racing game. Who cares? They showed off The Division Resurgence, in which they go back to New York.
Now, Chris,
title, so
you
who
love
cares?
The Division. I remember.
I love The Division so much.
I also love The Division.
I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it on a phone.
I don't like The Division.
I love The Division so much that I bought the collector's edition with the stupid watch that you could wear that had the light up orange circle that I spent way too much money replacing when I lost my original. But I still have it in a box in my closet because, it's not a great watch, but it just looks cool. But no, The Division was a really, really fun concept, and I enjoyed that world. And Division 2 I never really got into because it was more I meant to say Destiny. It's more Destiny than Division in Division 2, but that's fine. People like it. But you say this new one, you play it differently. You don't play with a controller? I don't understand.
No, you play it with a fucking phone.
You like
well,
you
don't you own a phone, Chris?
Yeah.
Why are you complaining?
Don't you all own phones?
Yeah, it's everybody owns phones.
Yeah, as soon as I'm done playing Diablo Immortal, I'll switch over to Division Resurgence. And then later on, I'll switch to the 9 caliber and shoot myself in the fucking head.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I had a similar amount of disappointment.
I'm hyperbolizing.
Good.
Obviously.
I had a similar amount of disappointment a few years back when they were like a sequel to the Alien Isolation games. I was like, that sounds sick. And then they're like, it's a mobile game that plays like Five Nights at Freddy's. I was like, that sounds not sick.
No, that's so
that sounds
fucking
the
garbage.
opposite of sick.
Oh, man.
That's maybe the most disappointed I've ever been with games.
That reminds me, because my fiance is like super big into Final Fantasy VII, I think. The one that's getting the big remake right now, the trilogy.
Turns out it wasn't the final one.
Shut up. That's such a... Oh, I love that joke. It's so fucking old. Anyway, they have so many like backstories of the characters and like side plots and stuff that wrap into the main game. But it was like, oh, you have to play this PSP game to understand the backstory of the game you just played on your PlayStation. And then there was one where it's like, oh, this is a direct-to-video animated movie that explains a whole bunch of stuff. We call it the Advent Children. You have to go watch that if you want to understand more. And oh, there's this mobile game that sucks, but there's actually story lore buried in there that you would have to play the game to understand. And then I love nowadays I can wait for the stupid nerds to do that, and then I can just go to the wiki and read it. Because this is
Correct.
2023. I don't need to do any of that shit.
Yeah, shout out to the stupid nerds out there.
Yeah, thanks, nerds, for doing all the legwork for me. I appreciate you. What else, Chris?
You're welcome, Jeff.
Thanks, Chris.
They showed off some more gameplay of X-Defiant. It's basically their attempt to dethrone Call of Duty. It won't work.
Now, that's the next Tom Clancy property, yeah?
I don't know if it has Tom Clancy's names on it. I know it's like a mashup of all
You
their
said
shooters.
it's called X-Defiant?
So, like, X-Defiant.
It is marketed as Tom Clancy's X-Defiant, yeah. I just Googled it real quick.
Oh, well, I guess I'm wrong. Anyway, I know like a lot of pros are pretty excited about it, but I'm not in the professional scene, so I don't really care.
I mean, it looks like another like hero-based shooter, which I don't think we need any more of. It's a pretty saturated market, especially when you're trying to get big enough to have like leagues and championships and cash prizes. I feel like we've kind of hit the limit for as many as we can have.
Yeah, when Overwatch 2 burned me, I kind of stopped caring about the hero shooter.
When Overwatch just became too much, and then Blizzard became a terrible company, I just washed my hands of the whole thing, and I was like, "Fuck all of you forever! I'm never playing your games again."
Or
Well, when
was
it became too
revealed?
light that it was a terrible company that sexually harassed women and wasn't great, and named a very lovable character after a harasser.
But damn, does Diablo look kind of good?
Yeah, well, that's the new bosses who made Diablo. It's not the old guard. Allegedly, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, well,
I mean, so long as big old Bobby Kotick is still in the captain's seat,
Bob
I'm
Kotick
sure
is
things won't fucking change.
He's a fucking scumbag. But Rod Ferguson is in charge of Diablo, and he helped make Gears of War 2 and Gears 4 and 5. So, I like Rod. He's a great guy. But Kotick can go to hell.
All right, so that's enough talking about Ubisoft.
That's enough
you didn't even
Ubisoft.
talk about Assassin's Creed Jade.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a
that's
two
another
Assassin's
fucking
Creed
game
games.
You
title.
forgot Jade. Project Jade, man.
Don't you want to do Assassin's Creed on the Great Wall of China? Doesn't that sound really sick?
No, here's the thing. Because
It's gonna play like fucking Subway Runner.
I was watching... Jesus Christ, I hate you.
That'd be awesome.
I was going through the IGN
That'd
channel.
be so funny.
I was going through the IGN channel looking for all of their Ubisoft videos because I didn't watch the coverage as it happened. And I saw Assassin's Creed Project Jade. And I was like, whoa, this looks cool. I click on it. There's an assassin dramatically walking through like the giant... I forget what the terracotta soldiers, and then you see the Great Wall in the distance, and I'm like, this is, oh my god, they're going to ancient China? That's all I've wanted since Assassin's Creed was a thing, was
You went
ancient
China,
China
you went
and
Japan.
feudal Japan. That's all I've ever wanted, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then it says, get it now on the Play Store.
It was funny because you were talking about you and your wife watching the Assassin's Creed Mirage trailer. I was also there, and we all simultaneously were like, this looks like Assassin's Creed, and then we watched that trailer immediately next, and I went, this doesn't look that much like Assassin's Creed.
I thought it was more of
immediately
a teaser, like, hey, we're working on this thing that comes after Mirage.
And then
I
they
was
showed
like,
gameplay.
I was like, weird that you're going to tease another Assassin's Creed game after you just showed off your next one, but I guess that's how development works, sure. And then they said it was a mobile game, and then I was immediately like, you're finally giving us what we wanted, but it's a mobile game? Are you fucking insane? But Mirage looks really good, so I guess I'll take the good with the bad. I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah, well, hopefully they can make, some actual money this year.
All right. Okay, is it my turn, Chris?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, it's been well established on this podcast. I am an Xbox fanboy. I have many expensive pieces of Gears of War merchandise in my home, including life-size Lancers that hang above my television. I fucking love.
They branded his buttocks with the logo.
Not yet, but if they
He has a clone of Phil Spencer.
no comment. So, Xbox Games Showcase. This one I did actually watch live because I was home. It was a Sunday. I had nothing better to do. So, they showed off Avowed, which is the new fantasy RPG from Obsidian. Guys who made the original Fallout games. They made Fallout New Vegas. They made Outer Worlds, which is one of my favorite RPGs ever in the last 5-10 years. And now they're making a high fantasy Skyrim-y game. But I think there's guns in this game, right?
There was a second of a gun.
So
Chris, shed some light here.
So this actually takes place in the world of another property that Microsoft owns, Pillars of Eternity.
Yes, I did know that.
So there is some background games that you can play to get a feel for that world to see if you'll enjoy it. But yes, they do have rudimentary firearms.
Okay.
In this.
I mean, that's not a deal breaker. Fable had firearms, and they worked pretty well in the combat. So as long as it balances and it works well, I'm cool with that. I do love how the narrator of the trailer was like, you have the power to save us or destroy us. I'm like, okay, cool. So I can either be the worst asshole ever, or I can save humanity. That's awesome. That's what I want out of my RPGs. And a lot of the powers and visuals were kind of Skyrim-y, if Skyrim was
it looked a little like arcadey, cartoony Skyrim.
Yeah, it's a lot more colorful. It's got definitely a stylized version to it, but it was like flames out of your hands, and there's a sword, and you got your arrows.
It looked like you had the kind of two-hand mechanic.
Yeah, so and of course it's Game Pass day one, So I have literally no reason to not play it.
Yeah, I was like, this seems like a thing that looks cool for somebody, and I don't think that I'm gonna buy it. And I saw it was on Game Pass. I was like, actually, maybe I'll play it.
See, aren't you glad you drank the Xbox Game Pass Kool-Aid?
Technically, I haven't paid for it yet.
Yeah,
so.
it's $15 a month. That's basically what you were already paying for gold. It's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, but let me still push back against you.
It's like you're paying a little bit more.
Let me pretend that you're wrong for a little bit. I always knew it was a good deal. I just never.
You just never bothered.
I just never felt the need.
That's fine. So Avowed looks great. I can't wait to play
Although
it.
I do like Hitman now.
Avowed is going to come out sometime next year. The other game, the other game I saw that definitely grabbed my attention was Clockwork Revolution. Did you guys see this?
No.
Yes.
Clockwork Revolution looks a lot like BioShock Infinite. It's very steampunky, futuristic-y, and they emphasized that in the game you kind of can switch between the present and the past, and you can kind of fuck with things in the timeline to change how the future looks and how it behaves. I imagine it's not as fluid as what they want you to believe. It's more of like a high chaos, low chaos version of the future, depending on what you do in the past kind of thing. But it looks so fucking amazing. You put a good quality steampunk theme into a game like this, and I'm already sold. It looks incredible. No word on when it's coming out, but it's made by the guys who made Arcanum and Wasteland, which are also pretty highly reviewed games, if memory serves. And I'm super fucking excited for this. This is going to be amazing, and I believe it is Xbox and PC exclusive. So score one for the Republic right there. I'm super fucking excited. Super fucking excited.
And that was the last Microsoft thing that they announced, right? There wasn't anything.
Yep,
else
that's it. That's it. Wash your hands of the whole thing.
All right,
no.
interesting.
Next was the cinematic trailer for the new Fable game, just called Fable, and they had fucking what's his name from Flight of the Conchords?
Ooh,
I can't remember his name. Hang on.
I am no help.
Flight of the Conchords. What's your fucking name, my guy? Oh my god, I'm not gonna find it. Doesn't matter. Very famous comedian, awesome guy.
Richard Ayoade.
Richard Ayoade, thank you. And I think it's not Flight of the Conchords. It's the IT crowd.
It's the IT.
It's
crowd.
the IT crowd. I got my foreign comedies mixed up. Doesn't matter. Please don't hate me, people. Please. I love Monty Python.
Hate his ass.
Anyway, Fable comes out, and it looks absolutely insane. Like they managed to capture the heart and the humor of it so well in this cinematic trailer, which I want to remind everybody, all of the trailers we saw on the Xbox showcase were not CGI. They were all rendered in-engine, in-game. So all the stuff you saw, you will see when you play the game. None of it is like polished up just for the presentation. And I thought that was a very...
Well...
What's up?
There's always the caveat that something could be cut on the cutting room floor.
I mean, yeah, sure, but like they said
until it's in your hands.
Until it's in your hands.
There's no guarantee it'll be there.
Yes.
They could turn Fable into a mobile game.
Oh my god, fuck you, fuck you forever. I've never been...
Troy, if you just fucking jinx this, I swear to God, I will pull a Clockwork Revolution and prevent you from being born.
I've never been a big Fable player, but my wife fucking loves Fable. She just replayed Fable 3, like, to completion, 100% entirely.
Isn't that the bad one?
No, people liked Fable 3.
Oh, I thought Fable 3 was the one that people didn't like.
Fable 3 was disliked heavily at launch.
Gotcha.
I don't know if it got better over time.
I think it was just patched. Or maybe maybe she was playing Fable 1, but I thought it was 3. I don't fucking know. She was playing Fable. She loves Fable.
3 all I know about 3 is it's the one that has 9 billion celebrities in it.
Yeah, it has a lot of celebrity cameos. But Fable, it's got this awesome British humor. It's got a good combat system. Red really loved it forever. And then she's not big on modern games. She likes replaying the stuff that she grew up with, and that's fine. That's how she games. But she saw the Fable trailer over my shoulder, and she was like, I'm actually kind of excited for that. That looks really good. And that's like the highest fucking praise in the world. If you can get my wife to enjoy your new product, then that's the fucking cream of the crop for you. So, Fable, coming out soon. No release date yet, but it looks good. Forza Motorsport 7. Is it 7? Is it 8? Who fucking knows? The next Forza.
It's just Forza Motorsport. It's just Forza Motorsport. They dropped the numbers.
All right, cool. The new Forza Motorsport comes out. If you like your racing sims, you'll love it. It's got a new Cadillac in it, and the new electric Corvette is in it. So have fun with that. Microsoft Flight Sim is getting a Dune update. You can fly in that stupid butterfly copter.
First of all, it's an ornithopter, you fucking heathen, and it is not an update. This is a new game.
It's a new game. Please explain, Chris, since I clearly have no idea what I'm talking about.
It's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So, unlike the one that they released, a couple years ago, where it was titled like Microsoft Flight Sim 2021, this is a new game for a new year, and it's also including a bunch of new content, such as like rescue missions and cargo flights. Basically, you can do things in Flight Simulator now.
Oh shit. That's fucking dope.
And they're also getting this special update that includes Dune content.
Yep.
In which you fly an ornithopter through the Dune seas of Arrakis.
Nice. If I enjoyed the Dune movie, I probably would enjoy this. But I did not enjoy the Dune movie. And I am going to have to...
Well, that's because, you're pathetic.
And I'm going to have to sit through Dune Part 2 when it comes out, aren't I?
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so that's coming. Also, I don't know if you guys played Senua's or Hellblade, Senua's Story.
I did not.
So Hellblade is really, really
It's on
interesting.
Game Pass, and supposedly it's kind of short, but it's very well liked.
It's pretty short. It's an incredibly well done story about a woman who's dealing with voices in her head. She has genuine psychosis, but she's trying to make it through this story. And the way the voices interact with you and the sound design in general, it's so fucking well done. And this game got so many 10 out of 10s from all sorts of outlets. It was absolutely incredible. This game was originally not on Xbox. Xbox bought the studio called Ninja Theory and then put it on Xbox and said, here's a blank check, make us a sequel. And they did. And now it's Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. I'm so fucking excited for this next game. Go download Hellblade, Troy. You'll enjoy it.
Why are you yelling at me?
Just go download it.
Why are you yelling?
Go download it!
He's shaking his fist at me.
It comes out 2024.
Okay.
Also, the thing that I was most excited for... or no, not yet. Save that for next. There was another cute game that came out called Jusant. I might be pronouncing
Jusant.
Jusant. They're the guys who
I don't know. It's French.
They're the guys who made Life is Strange and the Vampire game. But they made this game called Jusant, and it looks like a really cute climber game. And
it's the climbing.
Yeah,
okay.
You got to solve puzzles to climb,
one.
and it looks like a cute little adventure. And
it'll get really sad in the last hour of it.
Yeah,
I know the formula.
It's gonna be really cute, and it's gonna have great soundtrack. And then the last 30 minutes is gonna be like super sad and depressing, and it's like, this is why humanity's dead. Hee hee. But it's gonna suck.
And you can try it out right now because there's a demo on Steam.
Oh.
There is, and it comes out in full this fall. So, awesome. Also, we got a gameplay trailer for Payday 3, motherfuckers. When Payday 2 came out, our whole friend group was so fucking hyped for Payday 2. We played it all the time.
The worst thing that ever happened to me, ever, and in video games, not life.
I was gonna say, this is gonna get real deep and personal.
Yeah, my Xbox bricked as everybody was playing Payday 3, so I played for a little bit with you guys. Payday 2, sorry. Payday 2, I didn't jinx myself again. But Payday 2 came out, we all started playing together. My Xbox didn't work for a month because I also didn't have income at the time because I was a child. And then and then as soon as I got back, everybody's like, yeah, we're level 60, we know how to do all the missions. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Sick.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get more on the ground floor on this
Payday
one.
2
be okay.
relaunched on the Xbox One with Crime Wave Edition.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick it up for $1 on some sales, and it's got all the content.
I'm gonna stop you right there. So Payday has always had a very troubled history when it comes to its console releases.
I'm aware of this.
Even the Crime Wave edition does not have all the current content.
It does.
If you want the current content, you'll have to go with PC.
Yeah, and famously, somebody was complaining about the lack of content and support on Xbox, and a dev tweeted back at them and said, then buy it on a system it was built for. And, that's not great customer service, and that doesn't make me want to get your product. But,
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't built for it, why is it on the fucking Xbox?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I'm excited to play as Dallas again in Payday 3 because I really want to play Payday 3. It looks
That
good.
does make you wonder, does it have crossplay?
I would imagine so, since Xbox PC basically go hand in hand these days.
Right, but if
Well, I know that they're doing this new game in the Unreal Engine, so it should hopefully have some better support for crossplay.
Gotcha.
Okay. There was a game called Still Wakes the Deep, which is a first-person narrative horror game from the guys who made Dear Esther and Amnesia, and it looks amazing. You're an oil rig worker fighting for your life in the middle of a storm, and it's like super dark and claustrophobic, and the waters are like super perilous, and you could like die at any point. It looks absolutely insane, and I can't wait to play
and
it.
you famously love the open water.
I am terrified of the open water. I do not even enjoy oceans a whole lot, but I really want to play this game. Famously, but in our friend group, I think, I could not play Subnautica for more than an hour. As soon as I got to like the deeper parts of the water, I really tried, and then I was like, nah, can't do this. Can't fucking do it. It wigs me out, man. All right, so that's that. Next up, we have Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty DLC. I'm so fucking excited for this. I bought Cyberpunk when I got a Series X, and I did not play, anything else for like 3 months. I played this game all the time. I went to my wife's family home back in the mountains of Pennsylvania, and I brought my Series X with me. And when they all went out for the day, because I took a week off work, I sat home in their home on their TV with my Xbox and played Cyberpunk for hours. I love that game. I have almost perfected it. I've gotten a lot of fucking achievements. I fucking love the character of Johnny Silverhand. I love the character of V. I love the world they built, and I can't wait to go back to it in the new DLC where Keanu Reeves is back as Johnny Silverhand again. Obviously, you're still playing as your character from the main story. They added a whole bunch of like cyberware upgrades. There's like an air dash you can do midair. They added like a Hitman vision or like dark vision from Dishonored, so you can like see through walls and shit. There's a whole lot of new stuff coming. You have to save the president of the new United States because her plane went down in a really bad neighborhood, and the gang leaders there want to take her
Female
hostage.
president went woke. Sorry, I can't play it. Went woke.
Anyway,
has there ever been a bad game in which you need to save the president of the United States?
No. It's honestly a cliche, but it works. Most, like, 70% of the time, it works every time.
I'm trying to think if they've ever made like a shitty like DVD, not DVD, movie spin-off game of like Olympus Has Fallen or something.
I'm sure they have.
That seems like a thing that would work for like some idiot.
I'm just super, super, super fucking excited to go back to that world that I love so much and have more things to do and stuff to accomplish. It's just absolutely insane. They also showed off Star Wars Outlaws that Chris already talked about. It looks absolutely insane. I love the fact that your like partner in crime is a repurposed battle droid who wears like a trench coat.
He's a commando droid. It's different. They did flips and stuff in Clone Wars.
Are they not a category of battle droid?
They were competent. That's the big thing.
Yeah, they had like swords and stuff. They're cool.
Yeah. So that's one of your companions in this game. And you got this weird little like fucking thing on your shoulder. It looks like an axolotl. But it's fucking dope. And then obviously you can't talk about the Xbox showcase without talking about Starfield. Starfield, my guys. Starfield.
Last time we talked about Starfield, I wasn't super hyped about it. I was probably gonna play it. I'm on board now.
You're on board?
I'm on board.
Is that a space pun?
Not really. It's more of just a being on board pun, I guess.
What
could also be nautical.
What sold you? Was it the ability to make a spaceship that looks like Optimus Prime?
No, I think that. So my problem is I'm
it was actually standing there and then it just took off.
That's very funny. It was very funny. I'm excited to see everybody else's thing. You see, here's my problem: is I'm boring. And, like, I'm playing Street Fighter 6 right now, and I have a character that looks normal-ish.
Zangief.
No, I'm talking about, like, how you can do, like, the custom create a character.
So Ray.
No, I have...
Ryu. I meant to say Ryu. I don't know why I said Ray.
Well, you can probably make Rey from Star Wars in Street Fighter 6 with the character creation. But people have just
I've seen some fucking monstrosities.
People have just been making monsters. And
That's what they did when WWE invented a character creator.
100%.
People just made monsters with like ungodly proportions.
But I usually take character creations serious.
What was that PC game when we were kids where people just made dicks a bunch? Spore.
Spore?
Yeah, Spore. You make your dick people. I'm sorry,
Street Fighter has some spore monsters in it for sure. There's just like big balls of light, and it's funny because Luke, who's like the
great balls of light.
There's like a character named Luke who's like the new Ryu, and he has a line in it, and you can, if you just type into YouTube, gotta say you look photogenic. It's 1,000 videos of Luke, because he has a line where as soon as you finish your character creation, he looks at like your ID and then looks at you, and it's just your fucking horrific monster character, and he goes, gotta say you're photogenic. And
God.
And they have to have known that the people were gonna make fucking nightmares.
Yeah, they made that to be memed. There's no way they didn't.
But
okay,
Capcom's
I
aware.
The first video that comes up with its thumbnail, this person is 900% neck.
They're great. They're fantastic videos. Just go deep dive it one day. But I saw that you can make your ship like anything, and I was like, wow, that's gonna be really funny when I see other people do it on like Reddit and Twitter.
I tried looking for it, and I got the old meme of ridiculously photogenic guy who was running a marathon.
No, you have to type in, I gotta say you're photogenic.
Okay.
But whatchamacallit, my problem is I just make things that look fucking normal and cool to me, and I don't fuck with it that badly. So I might make a normal ship that doesn't look like Optimus Prime, but I'm excited for everybody else. Are you seeing him? Yeah, I can see him in Jeff's glasses.
Oh my god. Oh, that's good. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, there's like, I've seen people float around, and there's also a battle hub in Street Fighter where you can go around and play like different people.
This is the ideal male body. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Anybody listening
on the Starfield subreddit, people have been wanting to make Spaceballs 1.
It's awesome.
The fucking person with a vacuum.
Oh, you can probably make the Winnebago, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely you can make the Winnebago from Spaceballs. With a Starfield ship customization, there's no fucking way you can.
Yeah, but my problem is I'm just going to make something that's like, I think that's cool. I'm going to be so boring.
It's a Bethesda game. You know what that means.
What?
That means mods.
Yeah, it does.
True.
Here's what's going to happen
so
with this.
Fucking anything could be in that ship creator.
What's going to happen is the same thing that happened when I could build a house in Skyrim, where I'm just going to put all the wings and stuff in there that like I want, that makes me like a more efficient person, and I'm not going to care what it looks like.
Oh no, I'm gonna totally make like people are gonna show me their monster like a fucking monster truck.
It's
gonna
become
space.
like that fucking massive space game that's been in development for 40 years. What's it called?
Star Citizen.
Star Citizen, where people are just building these massive spaceships.
Yeah,
Well, they don't build them. The creators make them and then charge obscene amounts of money for them.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna be an affordable, more fun Star Citizen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, look at this. This
Probably.
is a cool thing, and people are gonna show me like a fucking Halo Warthog that's flying through space and has moving wheels. Like that's what's gonna happen to me.
There was a Star Citizen. I don't know if it still does, but Star Citizen used to have PvP. And I remember this because I heard about it on the old Rooster Teeth podcast. But there was a giant fight between these two like Discord clans in Star Citizen, and they were just destroying ships, and it went on for like 6 days, real time. And by the end of it, they had a counter of like how many thousands of dollars in real money of ships just got destroyed. And it was
wrong game. That was EVE Online.
EVE Online. Okay.
Yeah, that's a game that has an actual in-game dollar to real-world dollar conversion.
Jesus.
Yeah, that game's fucking insane.
Do you know what the final number was?
It was tens of thousands.
It's
of
like
dollars.
it's hundreds of thousands.
Was it hundreds?
Jesus Christ.
I think it was in the ballpark of like 600,000.
Jesus.
Was it really?
There are movies made for less than that.
$378,000 US in
Jesus.
damages.
Yeah. The battle was part of an ongoing universe-spanning war that's cost over $700,000.
Holy shit.
The battle is called the Massacre at M2-XFE.
I mean, that rolls off the tongue.
Oh my god. Apparently...
I mean, for EVE players, that's like the coolest shit.
Yeah, it is. And apparently EVE Online broke its own Guinness World Record for the costliest video game battle in history. Oh my god. This article was published in 2021. Oh, so that's a new battle and not the one I heard about in the old podcast.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
there's been multiple.
Yeah, they've been spending just hundreds of thousands of dollars on these massive space battles.
Unfortunately and fortunately, actually only fortunately, I just remembered Fallout 76. Only fortunately that Starfield doesn't have a multiplayer. So you can't spend millions of dollars destroying. Well,
you say that.
Well,
but there is a Skyrim mod that puts in multiplayer.
yeah, well that's different.
Yeah, that's different.
Same engine.
Anything can have multiplayer if you're brave enough.
I'm just excited for like the age of being a space pirate in video games again. Because Outer Worlds 2 is on the horizon sometime. We got Starfield coming out this September. We got Star Wars Outlaws coming out not too long after that. I'm living out my best Firefly Malcolm Reynolds fantasies right now, and this is fucking incredible. I'm loving every second of this bullshit. This is amazing. I'm so excited to build a smuggling hold in my Starfield ship and smuggle shit from one end of the galaxy to the other. I'm so excited for all of this. The only thing I'm not excited for,
Okay.
that I'm going to shit on Starfield for,
Sure.
is that they've already announced DLCs that expand the story. Why not just include those in the $70 game you're releasing? And, like, on one hand...
Probably because they want to release it, this year.
Sure.
That's very true. They keep delaying it. So.
They do.
Like, Jeff, you forget this game has already been delayed like a year and a half.
You're absolutely correct. And also, as a Game Pass subscriber, I'm probably not going to need to buy... I'm not going to buy the game. I'm only going to buy the DLCs if it's not included. So, I mean, I don't have much of a leg to stand on. But it does kind of suck that, like, pre-ordering the deluxe edition gives you the DLC, the story DLC they've already got planned and written, and they're working on.
Speaking of kind of sucking, how do you two feel about it being locked to 30 frames per second?
Fine. I don't give a shit.
I'm...
Good.
I wouldn't say that I'm fine. I'll say that I'll get over it. But it is a whole thing of like, what are we paying for here? But also, it's probably never going to be a thing that I'm going to really notice deeply after a bunch of hours. But
yeah, I mean,
still like,
people have been like really harping on this point, and everybody forgets like Skyrim. To this day, can you play it 60 frames per second on an Xbox or PlayStation 5? No.
Yeah.
Like, Bethesda makes colossal video games.
Absolutely. And this game is going to be magnitudes larger than Skyrim was or Fallout 4 was. And it's going to have, I think he said, over 1,000 planets during the Starfield Direct conference. And, like, It seems like it's almost seamless transition from surface to space, and then other planet, and then that surface.
Yeah, I would describe myself as mildly bummed, but we'll get over it. Quickly.
I think that's the same boat on it.
They haven't shown seamless transition. For what I know of the creation engine that they use for their games, that is not a thing that they can
and that's absolutely fine. That's not really the when you try to do a seamless transition like that, something is going to end up suffering, and it's usually like the square footage you get on the surface of the planet. And the way they're talking right now with like there was a bit where they were zooming in on this like animal, and they were looking at it, and it said, "Oh, this animal can be found in this biome, this biome, this biome, and this biome." And it's like, "Oh, cool. Does that mean this planet is massive and has multiple biomes I can explore?" Or my brain is kind of like, maybe this just means this animal is actually very common across the whole galaxy, and you'll find it on snowy planets and grassy planets. I really hope it's the first thing I said and not the latter.
Yeah.
But former, not the latter. Excuse me. But you know, if I can have a big planet with multiple biomes to explore and lots of shit to do, like little Skyrim worlds on each planet, like that'd be super dope. If I have to sacrifice 60 frames a second to get that, that's fine.
If this is the type of game that somebody can play 100 hours on and be like, all right, time to go to planet 2. Like that's a win.
It definitely seems that'd
be actually the biggest win.
It seems like that kind of game for sure.
And I'll throw out like, you know, minor things that aren't even really my problem of gunplay looks fine. It doesn't look like it's like the sickest gunplay ever.
It looks on par with Fallout 4.
Yeah.
With the addition of like the anti-gravity stuff.
I feel like you don't really buy any Bethesda game for combat specifically. It's for a gigantic world where you fuck around in and make a ship that looks like Optimus Prime.
Yeah, in most of the in Skyrim, for the most part, I was like slashing away at dragons and just doing whatever, and it's fine.
And there's cool stuff you can do and all those things, but like most of the time it's like,
you're gonna be a stealth archer.
Yeah. And I am not a big fan of Bethesda gun stuff for sure. I didn't
enjoy Fallout 4?
I'm way more of a Skyrim person than I am a Fallout person. I haven't ever beaten a Fallout game.
That's fair.
And I don't dislike Fallout. It's just
I will say watching the Starfield Direct gave me an itch to restart Fallout 4. Mostly because I've never played the DLCs and I own all of them.
That's fair.
I've beaten the original game like 2 or 3 times to get all the different endings. I just never touched the DLCs, and that saddens me a bit because they're great, and I've already paid for them. Mm-hmm. Why am I not playing them? It's so fucking weird.
For the DLCs, Far Harbor is good up until you go into cyberspace. I'm not joking.
Cyberspace and Fallout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't 3 kind of have cyberspace a little bit?
No.
Nuka World,
okay. Well, I mean,
Nuka World, I think you'll really, really like.
I've heard good things about Nuka World. Then there's the one that just adds a bunch of customization shit, and you can build robots, right?
Automaton.
Yeah, Automaton.
Oh, I will also say on Starfield again. I do also kind of like their perk system. I was wondering how they were going to do it because
it seems very D&D-esque.
Probably can't do Skyrim. You do a thing and you level it up. And yeah, it's kind of D&D featy, FEAT.
Like feats, yeah.
Yeah.
You pick like your traits and your shits and.
I like kind of the idea of like what was it? You get like 3 off the bat.
I believe so. Yeah, you get
you get 3 with character creation. It's not custom though, so they're assigned depending on what occupation you select. Right. I don't know if there's a custom option.
Yeah, I am. Oh, if there is a custom option, that would be sick because then everybody would have like a totally different. You could have like 900 different starts to that game.
Mm-hmm.
But I am just I'm all around excited. It's the first time probably since Skyrim that I've been actually like fully excited for a Bethesda thing. Bethesda like proper, not like
I felt that
barring.
for Fallout 4, but as we established, you don't really like Fallout, and that's fine.
I did buy it and played it.
Yeah, I remember I bought the Pip-Boy edition. And I stayed up all night.
So did I.
And I stayed up all night playing it the first day. I wore my Pip-Boy around in public for a day and a half because I was young and stupid.
And
a nerd?
Yeah, a nerd. I remember my girlfriend at the time got really, really mad at me because she was like, you can't put the game away for one fucking day. She got like genuinely mad at me. And I was like, dude, it's just a toy. Fuck you. Go away.
And now you're with Red, who just kind of gives an exasperated sigh, and you're like, "That's good enough for me." And then you keep going out with your Pip-Boy on.
Yeah, Chris, did I tell you? We went shopping for wedding bands. I found one that is the One Ring from Lord of the Rings with the Elvish inscription.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Baby, you're probably not gonna say yes, but what do you think about this?" And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And I was like, what? And she was like, I love Lord of the Rings and high fantasy. And this is a lot better than the Batman one you showed me. So, yeah.
Now, you are not beating... My dad often calls you a hobbit, and you are not beating those allegations.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, Sam is the best character in Lord of the Rings, so there you go.
Samwise Gamgee is fucking goated. Let's not yeah.
Best friend material.
I just wanted
I
to.
just find it funny that you showed her a Batman ring first.
So it's called the Bruce Wayne, and it's got black diamonds in it, and it's like a solid black zirconium ring. It actually looks really cool. It's just got the Batman
For
logo.
the cheap price.
It's got, for the cheap price of $2,000. I'm not kidding.
I mean, for wedding rings, that's engagement rings are more expensive, I think.
Well, because they have precious stones in them.
That's the ballpark.
Yeah, engagement rings are more expensive because they have precious stones and they're made of precious metal most of the time. Wedding bands are usually a little bit cheaper because it's just the precious metal. But we don't really care for gold or silver genuinely. So, like, I'm not going to get a gold ring. I'm not going to get a silver ring. I'm just going to get whatever the fuck I like that looks nice.
You can get married in Starfield, too, I assume.
I'm also really obsessed with, like, scratches and scuffs. If something starts looking like shit, I get really upset about it. So I was thinking about getting a tungsten ring because they're really resistant to things like that. They're like really fucking hard. You can just bang that bitch forever and it won't scuff. So phrasing, I'm sorry.
Tungsten ring. Yeah, tungsten rings. They are resistant to scratches. From what I remember, they're actually pretty brittle. So if you're banging it on a table, it will probably shatter.
Nice, cool. Anyway.
Just never go outside and move your hands around.
Oh, easy enough. This one that I'm currently wearing is titanium, and I do like it. It just scuffs, and I don't like that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Troy, tell me about Mortal Kombat.
But I mean, you don't want me to talk about anything else? Like we could talk about the Avatar game more. And
tell me about Mortal Kombat. Is Blanche in it?
Blanche has not made an appearance. So Blanche is an old woman in Mortal Kombat X.
She could be a cameo fighter.
That's true. You could get Blanche as a cameo fighter.
Yeah!
She has not been confirmed yet, but we can all hold out for
I'm going
Blanche.
to tweet Ed Boon right now. Ed, give me Blanche as a cameo fighter.
That's a good call. I completely forgot
Who
about
the fuck
Blanche.
is Blanche?
So, on one of the maps in Mortal Kombat 11...
X,
excuse me. It was like an outdoor market in the Netherrealm.
In Outworld.
Or Outworld. Oh my god, I'm fucking up every detail.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
I can see it in my head. I'm just forgetting the specific
It's okay because the canon is all fucking changed now. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. There's like an old woman just standing there trying to mind her own business while you're having a fight to the death in front of her. And if you're close enough to her, you can grab her and throw her at your opponent. And she kind of just like hits them and she makes a little like noise. And then she gets up and runs away. But if you throw her using an enhanced bar of super, she will run at them and tackle them and punch them.
No, it's if you make it like the last hit, and I think there's another requirement. She's a brutality where she basically pounces on them and then basically punches them until their skull breaks.
Yeah,
Blanche has killed.
Officially, she didn't have a name.
She will kill again.
Officially, she didn't have a name until Ed Boon was like, she kind of looks like Blanche from the Golden Girls. Let's call her Blanche. Mm-hmm. So now her name is Blanche.
So she's Blanche.
Yep.
That's a good pull. Blanche should return. But no, Mortal Kombat 1, which is only gripe, bad name. Mortal Kombat 1, stupid.
It's like the Xbox One all over again.
Mm-hmm, dumb. But everything else, I have no notes.
It's good.
It's an interesting sort of thing. It looks kind of... People are complaining that it seems a little MK11-y movement-wise. I think that they're
I liked the movement in MK11.
I think that...
They're also dead wrong.
Too. I think that they're super wrong. It looks like the movement speed's a little bit faster. Also... Cameos are the main mechanic of the game. Cameos are you pick your character, you pick a second character. It's not a full tag game where you can put one in or one out.
Like MK9 where you had the two fighters?
Yeah, but more of like...
I'm saying it's not like that.
Yes. But I was going to say that's more of like a... Like Marvel vs. Capcom's like a real tag game. That's like a fun...
You get like teams of them.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Fighter's another one that comes to mind, where you pick 3 and then go in Skullgirls. This is more of you pick a character and then you pick like a really good assist. I can imagine that there's going to be a lot of people discussing whenever people get announced, because they said there are going to be people who are cameo fighters and not real fighters. There are going to be a lot of people who complain that their favorite character's not a real boy. But it's what happens. But my boy Kenshi, there's a bunch of content creators who are making new, are being able to play the game, or played the game a little bit early. They had booths for like 30 minutes. Like Sonic Fox made a bunch of videos, stuff like that. People are saying Kenshi is crazy. Kenshi has always been my second favorite character other than Scorpion. Wasn't in 11 at all. People are already saying before the game's out he's the best character in the game. We only know like 6 characters that are in the game. I am ready to play Kenshi.
Yeah, so confirmed playable, Sub-Zero Scorpion, Katana, and Kenshi.
And Raiden, Kung Lao, Johnny Cage.
Raiden, Kung Lao, Johnny Cage.
Yeah,
and,
they didn't play them at the thing, but...
Oh, and fucking, obviously, Liu Kang.
And Liu Kang, yeah.
Obviously.
Did I say Melina?
You did not, but Melina.
Melina also.
Yeah. The playable ones were Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Kenshi, and Katana.
And then confirmed cameos, you have Scorpion, Sub-Zero again. Some people
not
can
every
be both.
playable is a cameo, and not all cameos are playable.
And then you have Jack Sonya Striker, and I think Kano. And I may have missed one, but
Yeah.
I do know them. I promise.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see some real deep cut cameos. I want to see Mocap. I want to see Meat.
Suhao.
I want to see Suhao.
Cobra.
Cobra Blanche.
You're never going to see Cobra. He's super boring.
He could be a great cameo. All he has to do is punch
He
somebody.
sucks too much for that. Suhao at least wraps around to sucking so hard that he could actually... Oh, Goro is a cameo and doesn't suck. Goro's cool. And I think Goro's only.
Oh, and Shang Tsung is playable.
Shang Tsung is.
It's a pre-order character, but it's playable.
I have my prediction that I think Jade will be cameo only, and I think that I think Ed Boon said cameo Combat Kid's not in at all.
Right, he did. Combat Kids are not born.
Well,
yet.
he said that they're not born yet. That there's any sort of thing
Anything could happen,
but mostly they're probably not playable. Which
Story
sucks,
mode couldn't have them being born
because I do love Takeda.
Takeda's great.
Takeda's probably my third or fourth favorite character.
I've also enjoyed Cassie Cage.
Cassie Cage.
Like I don't play as any of the Combat Kids, but I like them.
I unfortunately like all of them, but Jackie. I don't mind Jackie. I just think that
she's too cheesable.
No, I don't even think that's it. She's just she's not distinct enough from Jack's gameplay, in my opinion. And
can you tell that I have nothing to add to this conversation?
But I'm very excited. People are basically boasting that combos are back, because MK11 is a little bit more grounded and slow, and MKX was people sprinting at each other, and you did 3 combos, and if they guessed wrong all 3 times, they just won. And this is going back to... It looks like the footsies are still a thing. They're not really footsies. People complain when you say footsies because they're like, oh, it's not a real footsies game. But this is sort of a combination of... It looks like MK11, but they put big combos in it. Also, the Johnny Cage Malibu map is my favorite map in any fighting game.
Oh, God, it looks
so
good.
fucking good. Also, I don't think we did. Did we see stage interactables?
I think so.
I can't think of a time that I saw somebody use a stage interactable.
Actually, you said it, and I was like, yeah, and then I was like, wait, maybe not.
I don't think that they did. I could be wrong about that.
I don't think you are. Anyway, tell me more stuff while I Google this. Stall for time.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. It's a good year for fighting games. I'm already playing Street Fighter 6, which I have said is not my favorite game, but maybe the perfect fighting game. Mortal Kombat 1 comes out September 19th, and then Tekken comes out somewhere after that. Fighting games have always been sort of this weird, hard to get into, inaccessible series, or a genre, I mean. And this is going to be a blow-up year. They've lately have been kind of in the up and up, and pushed a little bit more into the mainstream, and I think this is the year that it explodes a little bit.
So you are correct. Stage transitions are no longer in the game.
Fascinating.
Apparently, Pro Player Super something or other confirmed it when he had his hands on with the game, because the button you used to use for stage interactions is now your cameo fighter button. So they just got rid of stage interactions. However, apparently there are objects in like the fight line that will break if you're thrown into them.
Okay.
So like the stage is not completely static, but you can't interact with it anymore.
All right.
Which I don't care.
No, so the thing about Mortal Kombat in general is every game, like if you play a Street Fighter game and you play Street Fighter 4 and then Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6 doesn't really apply to this as much, but still.
It's pretty similar.
You at least have, like, the mechanics obviously change around a lot. Tekken is another good example of the character that you pick up is probably going to have all the same moves plus a few other things, and then the mechanics of the game. Mortal Kombat reinvents the wheel a lot, and like there's PS2 games where everybody can like it's a 3D game where you walk around a circular arena. MK9 is not is not MKX, is not MK11. Like they are always like very kind of different from game.
They're changing it up, trying to keep things fresh and interesting.
Yeah,
and I respect them for having the balls to try it every time instead of just doing whatever they think will work over and over and over. They like doing new things, and in fighting games, it feels like you're kind of limited in how many new things you can do. And or at least I always thought that until watching Ed Boon be like, "Nah, we're gonna reinvent Mortal Kombat now, and here you go." And I'm like, "Oh shit, this is great."
Also, for the lore nerds, everything's thrown out the window, and I've heard some people complain about it. It's not really a reboot; it's a sequel, but
it's a sequel. But at the end of the previous game, Liu Kang got god powers and control of all of time.
Yeah,
so it's a reboot of the timeline, but Liu Kang still has the memories of the previous game.
You got a young Raiden. Raiden and Liu Kang have basically switched.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see that dynamic because we always saw Raiden being the god and training Liu Kang to like one day take his place, and now Liu Kang is in charge. Raiden is this young, egotistical little shit who needs to be put in his place, it seems. And I'm excited to see how this plays out. I want to see Liu Kang kick some Raiden ass.
We have what was I gonna say? We have Scorpion and Sub-Zero are now brothers, not rivals. There is there's people who are speculating.
I wonder if that means it's not Hanzo Hasashi as Scorpion.
Well, we know that it is Bihan.
We know it's Bihan
Sub-Zero.
confirmed as Sub-Zero. I wonder if it's not Hanzo as Scorpion.
Well,
they have different surnames.
I've also heard people say because Hanzo is Japanese and I think Bihan is Chinese, that they would have to change that somehow. Obviously,
yeah.
But yeah, I am.
They could just fucking say Kuai Liang as Scorpion.
That would be interesting. I don't know.
And there is no Hanzo. That would be fucking insane. We just spat some Mortal Kombat lore that no one else cares about. Chris fell asleep, I think. How you doing, buddy?
There's people who are speculating that...
oh, no, Chris is asleep. Oh, no.
There are people speculating that...
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I just, decided to go make a 5-course meal.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. You didn't miss much.
Are we still fucking talking about Mortal Kombat?
I had one more thing to say. It's
literally all Troy cares about from the game conference except Starfield. And we already talked about Starfield.
I do care about some things. Mortal Kombat completely overtook all of them.
Troy, say your one thing.
There are people speculating that in this universe, Kitana might be the evil sister, not Mileena. I just don't know how that's going to interact if if Liu Kang is the god character, but we'll see. I'll stop talking about Mortal Kombat now so Chris can talk about something else.
God, finally. So, just got a couple more notes. Purely for PC.
You guys were taking notes?
Yes, of course.
I was, and I just know Mortal Kombat things.
Continue. I'm sorry, buddy.
Troy is the notebook for Mortal Kombat. Anyway... purely for PC, some of the games coming out that I'm interested in is Stormgate, which is made by the creators of StarCraft 2, and it's basically StarCraft 3, but, not owned by Blizzard.
Is it a full RTS?
There was also...
Is it owned by Avalanche?
Yeah, it is a full RTS.
Because I can't really think of the last time that people have put out like a AAA RTS, and...
You can't? It literally happened like 3-4 years ago. Halo Wars 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right. I forgot about those games.
Yeah, Halo Wars 2. Also, last year, Mario versus the Rabbids.
All right. Well,
That's not an RTS.
Yes, it is. It plays.
Isn't that like an?
It plays
Isn't that
exactly
one of the
like
fucking XCOM games.
It plays exactly like XCOM.
well, XCOM's not RTS.
It plays.
That's not an RTS.
Oh no!
That is
Excuse me. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Jeff, the RT in RTS stands for real time.
Shut up,
not
Chris.
turn-based.
I realized I fucked
Shut-
up after I said it out loud.
Hey, everybody point and laugh at Jeff. He's stupid.
I can mute your microphone. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah, but the wounds will be cutting your feelings forever.
Fuck you, Troy. Chris, finish your fucking point.
So another RTS, this time in the style of Command & Conquer Red Alert 2, is Dorf. Its real name.
Dwarf.
DORF. That's what it's called.
All right. I mean, I guess.
It's a name.
Did they charge per letter?
Is it Dorfenschmerz Evo Incorporated? They just spelled his name wrong.
And then there is Road to Vostok, which looks like if Tarkov and Stalker had a baby.
Ooh, now that sounds exciting.
Yes. I am actually surprised we didn't see any Stalker 2 gameplay.
I mean, aren't those guys in Ukraine?
Not anymore. They moved to the EU.
Okay. Because I remember reading about Stalker 2 development, and the devs were like, yeah, it's hard to make a game while you're constantly being bombed, but we're trying. And it's like, guys, maybe stop trying.
We
would understand.
Can wait. It's fine.
We would understand, I promise.
And then one final note is a game that I think is going to be a sleeper hit. It's called Fields of Mystria. It is sort of like Stardew Valley, but in a 90s anime look.
Ooh.
And its music is being performed by Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale.
Yay, Toby Fox. I'm so glad to see that he's still working and doing stuff.
Yeah, that's just a recipe for success.
It absolutely is. Speaking of games that I think are going to be sleeper hits, it's not really a sleeper. The whole world knows about it. Have you guys seen Lies of P?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that has, like, fucking Timothy Chalamet as its main character.
It does.
And he's Pinocchio.
It's Dark Souls, but if your main character is Pinocchio, and you're going through this storybook world, and it's super dark and gritty.
Really interesting character that they brought out.
Yeah.
Fucking Pinocchio.
And
I mean,
like,
listen, there was like 3 Pinocchio movies, so, I mean...
Is
Pinocchio's
it
on the
Guillermo
up
del
and up.
Toro's Pinocchio? Is it the Tom Hanks Pinocchio?
I hope it's not the Tom Hanks Pinocchio.
That movie was bad.
Apparently it was real bad. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. Apparently it was real bad. Yo, apparently
I've seen clips.
There's a lot
good.
of reviews for the new Little Mermaid movie. They're all either really good or really bad. There's not a whole lot of middle ground.
I've heard it's actually pretty good for like a Disney remake.
Yeah.
But it is for a Disney remake is the problem.
Yeah.
I'll probably never see it, but it's fine.
Well, that's completely your
right.
call as an American consumer. Vote with your dollar. Capitalism. Anyway.
I got one last little bonus nugget. This one is just for D. They are making the Expanse Telltale game.
Ooh. No shit.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I forget who announced it. I think that was also at the PC Games Show.
Do you guys remember when Telltale went up? Well, went under. Excuse me. And then they came back from the dead. That was cool.
Yeah, they put out some stinkers.
Yeah, their game. I want to like their games more than I do. I'm just not. For some reason, I just can't really get into them a whole lot. I mean, I played The Walking Dead. But I was by the end of it, I was kind of just slogging through.
That is not an endorsement from you because they made a Borderlands game,
and they made a Batman game,
That's true.
And I haven't played either because I'm just like, meh, whatever.
Yeah, if I'm gonna play a video game, I'd like to, have some gameplay aside from making choices.
I don't know. I can
quick
see
time
myself enjoying that kind of thing. I just want it to be a little bit deeper than they go with it usually. I would need it to be like real fucking world-changing, shattering choices.
Yeah, I understand the allure to like when I was a little kid playing point-and-click adventure games like fucking Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam and Monkey Island and all that shit. But like nowadays, that doesn't really do it for me anymore. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
speaking of Monkey Island.
Speaking of Monkey
it's coming
Island,
to Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves has a Monkey Island update where they added a bunch of cosmetics to make you look like hang on. Guybrush Threepwood. Yes. Oh my God. His name was literally on the tip of my tongue, and I just forgot it as soon as I opened my mouth.
I should play Sea of Thieves again. I was a day one supporter of Sea of Thieves.
Me too.
People were like, "This game sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, but one day this won't."
This game only sucks because it's not about the destination; it's about the experience and the journey.
I was always about Sea of Thieves, even when it had no content.
Yeah, I mean it's still.
And now it has tons. So.
It's still not super deep. Like
It's not like a super deep thing, but there's a shit ton of stuff to do in it.
Yeah, there's more to do than there was. But yeah, and then they added like the whole Monkey Island into the map, so you can go there.
Jack Sparrow in it.
Also, Jack Sparrow's in it. Yeah,
that's a while ago though.
That was a long while ago, and that's just like a fucking obvious crossover.
Yeah.
Why would you not do that? That was a lot of video game things we did, and we're right around an hour.
Minor shout out to our a second shout out actually to our non-gamer fourth but also new game mode for Marvel Snap. I'm not going to talk about it because it's
a mobile game.
I love Marvel Snap, but I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast.
The only mobile game I play is chess, and that doesn't count.
It doesn't really count.
No, I don't.
Hey, listen, Marvel Snap's better than fucking Assassin's Creed Jade.
I'm sure some mobile games are really good and they're really worth it and all, but like, if I'm playing a game, I really want a controller.
There's a few. I think that card games are a little bit different for me, because especially Hearthstone and Marvel Snap, because they're more like games that have mobile ports rather than feeling like mobile games. But
anyway, so I'm pretty sure that wraps things up. Chris, you got anything to add?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't cover, but
there's just so much.
There's way too much for us to cover.
Baldur's Gate 3 is one that I'm excited for, but I'm not going to talk about it. It's too much.
Do you guys think E3 is ever going to come back, or is this just it? We're just going to get individual conferences from companies and developers?
I think that this is what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the companies are big enough where they can just, pull like a Nintendo Direct.
I mean, I think this was pretty good.
Oh, special shout out to Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Playing as Peter Parker with the Venom symbiote on you looks really fucking cool. And that's it from the PlayStation Showcase. I don't care about anything else PlayStation does. I only care about Spider-Man. That's the only reason there's a PlayStation 4 in my house.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yeah, I'm going to end up playing that because my wife and I played the first one together, and it's a thing for us now. But yeah, she moved in, and I was like, "You have a PS4?" And she was like, "Yeah, I've always had it. I don't play a whole lot." And I was like, "Awesome!" I went to Best Buy that day and bought Spider-Man, and then I played the fuck out of it, and it's so
nice.
Good. Spider-Man is so good. I can't wait to get a PS5 and play Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Miles Morales. They're both going to be amazing games. Anywho, that covers it for our coverage of the Summer of Games.
Did we do that? Did we do it? Did we finally finish the podcast in like fucking 3 weeks?
Don't fucking jinx it. I still need to save and publish.
Jeff, we need to end this quickly and save.
We do. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, but don't tell your friends if I know you in real life, because that's weird.
TB&Jpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, blah, 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 things.
Make fun of us in the comment section of our YouTube uploads.
Yeah, comment. Comment all the time.
Yeah, tell me I smell.
Actually, I am playing a lot of Street Fighter 6, and I'm having a character crisis right now. Do I main Minone or do I main Kimberly? Comment.
I main Kimberly every night.
Ew.
That's so gross.